Alright, so welcome to this episode of basically the hardest ride, race, or whatever you want to call it thing that I've ever done on a bike. This is my buddy Mario. You've seen him on the vlogs, and so this video is going to be going over basically our journey for the, what was it, part 2?
Part 2.
Part 2 of the LA tourist race that we did. And for those who don't know, essentially it's like an alley cat race meets a gravel ride meets a mountain bike ride in LA. They basically give you 4 longitude and latitude checkpoints. Everyone gets a wristband with a certain number on it. You go to the checkpoints, there's a little teeny book. You rip your page number that it correlates with your wristband to prove that you've been to that checkpoint, and then you end up at Golden Saddle, at least for part 2. So me and Mario, with 18 hours before the race, he said,
Dude, I thought it was going to be a good idea. Let's do it.
So because of that, we spent, 3 hours on Google Maps and Komoot?
And half the time I was trying to figure out just how to log in and create an account.
So essentially what we did was we tried to figure out our own way using Google Maps, Komoot, Ride with GPS, Map My Ride, I don't remember how many, to try to see, we don't know that area very well, especially the trails. We've never ridden out there. And we had to make our own route. And we basically try to find the shortest option. Ideally. I believe their route that they did post, which was basically the long version, they said, and it wasn't the ideal terrain, but they gave you a rough route. I think it was about 70 miles, almost 11,000 feet of climbing.
Correct, around there.
So,
which is outrageous.
For us.
We thought it was outrageous.
So we ended up getting it down to like 52 miles and like 6,000 or 7,000 feet of climbing. We're like, okay, doable. So as you can see in this video, this is roughly what happened. And we'll come back to you where basically it cut off because it got way worse than we thought. So you can watch that now. Alright guys, welcome to the episode of Locked In. I look like total crap because it's 5:48 in the morning. Thanks to my buddy Mario, who you're going to see in a second. As of yesterday at like 3 p.m, he was like, let's do the LA tourist race. So I'm going to take you along the ride today with me and Mario to see if we, make it, because we haven't been riding at all pretty much this month because of the rain. And see if we can survive it and what it's going to be like. I heard there's a lot of snow, and I haven't ridden in snow ever. So we're going to see how this goes, and let's see if this is a total epic fail. And this is my obvious rig of choice right now. My giant TCX. I will be running it 1x with my 1146 rear cassette. And I'm going to basically be giving these WTB Ventures a whirlwind of a test review. So I will be giving my thoughts on these tires and a review after this video at some point, but this is going to be a full send on some tires that I've never really ridden hard yet. Because according to Komoot, I don't know how to say it yet, this is going to be about 35 miles of street and about 20 miles or so of either single track or mixed paved roads, and then a little bit of everything else apparently. So these tires are supposed to be that perfect in-betweener. There is going to be a long downhill section on Highway 2, so that was really what wanted me to try these out versus the Senderos that I also have that I need to review as well. Those would definitely be better for the paved roads because apparently the gradient is going to get up to about 35% at points apparently. So I knew I was probably going to be walking that anyway. And even though those would have superior grip, I wanted the traction on the road for that downhill section because it has been raining a lot recently and the roads are probably slick, and I'd rather have a little bit more contact patch just in case. So let's see if I'm going to totally regret that. So here's what I'm bringing with. Basically, I have my race day bag, which is going to be full of my helmet, my shoes, all the gear I'm going to be bringing on the bike, which basically is going to include a handlebar bag. I'm going to have 2 water bottles and my stem bag to carry my GoPro. This is basically all my clothing and everything spared that I'm going to be bringing with me for after the race, as well as a mud guard. Alright, so it's Mario's idea that we're doing this, so if this video never makes it to the internet, it's all your fault, Mario.
Yeah! Look for me in the mountains!
So even though we don't have tents or anything, we decided if we just can't make it any further and we're just stuck in the mountain, We're just gonna live out there. So if they find us on the news, or if you don't hear from me on my YouTube channel for 6 months, is because I've been living out somewhere in the woods of LA. First little rest stop, we apparently made a route that is no man's land. We haven't seen anybody yet. We definitely try to make this route a little more road than dirt, just because we've never ridden these mountains, so we don't know what to expect and what tires to run. 11.5 miles in and 1,100 feet of climbing out of the way. According to Ride GPS, it's going to be about 6,700 feet of climbing, and according to Komoot, it's 7,300 feet of climbing. So we are either 1/6 or 1/7 of the way there. And like I said earlier, I think all that climb is mostly in that first 30 miles. So we're 20 miles out from the peak, roughly, and it could be 4,000 to 5,000 feet of climbing left. So we're taking a little mini break, gonna stretch, have some goos. It might be a little hard to film part of these rides because we don't know what the terrain's gonna be like, so I'm gonna do my best, but I brought my GoPro just in case. So Mario's wearing his jacket, apparently couldn't stuff it anywhere, so full-on handlebar tie action going on.
It worked. Out of the way.
How arrow is that though? So you got some gains right there?
Oh, yeah, because a 10% incline, I wouldn't be worried about being arrow.
Yeah. So it looks like the trail's closed, but we're gonna see if we can make it.
We'll fit.
Dude, holy crap.
First take point.
So now to descend a little bit of what we just ran up and then keep her going. Oh man. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah, I saved you, Mario. So I'm supposed to send it down this?
Yeah.
Down there?
Yeah. Pretty sure. Watch. Come take a look at my map.
So we just had to walk down this because I don't know if the camera makes it crazy, but that looks like a 20+% drop.
Yeah, I had to throw myself on the floor. I got halfway and I was like, nope.
So we just came from up that, climbing down this. We don't know this area, so we try to make it as short as possible, but I guess we're gonna be hiking a lot today. 15.2 miles, 2,400 feet of climbing already. And probably almost the same in descent, because that was like an ultra steep, hard to walk down type of hill. All right, so mileage update. Mile 16, 2,500 feet of climbing. We just went down the gnarliest section that we had to walk so much down just because it was crazy steep and super narrow and really washed out from the rains recently. But we're back on the road, thankfully, for a little bit of time before we hit the next and last big, think about 12-mile canyon section.
Woo! Still alive, going strong. Count it.
All right, so mile 20.9, 3,500 feet of climbing in. By what we remember from yesterday mapping this route, we should be done with the climbing at mile like 29:30.
Hopefully.
And that's either going to be a total of 6,700 feet of climbing or 7,300. So there's a big discrepancy in that part.
We're almost halfway done with climbing.
Almost halfway done. So we had a great Subway stop. I literally asked for 2 shots worth of pickle juice and my legs feel fantastic. And we're just going to go up there, apparently. Somewhere up there.
Where the antennas are up there. We're headed.
So right up there, hopefully it's on camera, there's some antennas, and I'm pretty sure that's where we're going.
500 feet right there.
That's it. Just gonna hike it. Just leave the bikes down here. We'll just hike all the way up.
Exactly.
So we've been hiking in the snow for, I don't even know how long. We've been kind of off route, so total distance has kind of stopped calculating. We totally screwed up on this route. Literally, it feels like we've been hiking for at least 4 miles. We're hoping that we're real close to the road finally. This car, hopefully, I don't wish this person any harm, but I'm pretty sure they fell off the road. Hopefully that is close enough. We really royally messed this up. So it looks like we really messed up because that was the road we probably should have been on, and hopefully it's smoother on the way up. This is, by far the hardest thing ride-wise, maybe just in general, that I've done.